Okay, right, we should be live. Hopefully we're all good to go. The first one on the laptop in a little bit, so fingers crossed. It's been having some problems with like freezing in games and stuff, but it's been completely fine today, so I don't assume that would affect OBS. So, should be okay, but, you know, I'll check my drop frames later in the stream or whatever. Anyways, should be good. So, welcome everyone. And, yeah, we got some more Detective Pikachu on the go today. In particular, we're, halfway through Chapter 5. And you might notice on the bottom screen here, no one else but me will particularly care, but I actually got myself a cartridge copy. I was playing it off the SD card before, and I think on the first day I had a little bit of a issue accidentally catching the side of the SD card and unplugging it. So no more of that. Also, it's pretty nice because I only have an 8 gig card in here, so it means I can free up the space a little bit because I think I was within like 100 meg of it being full or something. So yeah, nice to get a little cartridge copy going. I was waiting for the price to drop a bit and to get a copy in good condition, and I just happened to pop up locally on Monday, which was when I was originally going to do... Tuesday, sorry, which was initially when I was going to do this stream. Then discovered I had no working micro USB cables that actually transmitted data as well as just charge, so had to go out and grab one. I've got 2 now. It's a long story, but anyways, we are here finally doing some Detective Pikachu. Let's jump into it. So, last time we left off, we were in, GNN, or whatever they're calling it this time round. Alright, can't full screen yet, because I've got to fix the video capture before it goes all wonky. What one do I normally set it to? I think that one? I mean, the 3DS has taken ages to reboot into higher CPU mode anyway, so I won't find out all that quickly. It's still on a black screen here. Think I got it correct? Did I get it correct? We'll find out. No, I didn't. That's the wrong one. Okay, it's fine. It should instead be the bottom one then, right? Yes, it was the bottom one. I should have picked the bottom one. Okay, now full screen in my game because I'm actually going to have it on. I'm going to have my OBS stream full screen so I can actually see the game a bit better. You know, the whole thing about projecting my voice at the laptop screen, etc., rather than just looking down at the DS. So I can see the bottom screen perfectly. The top screen's a bit cut off, so I'll tap the bottom screen. Otherwise, I'll just look at the capture feed, so makes it a bit easier. Oh, we're actually on Chapter 6. I thought we were on 5, and GNN. So when we left off, we'd finished a bit of a wild goose chase, from what I recall. So let's see where that left us. When the game loads, of course. Okay, does Pikachu have anything to say?
A great detective will always keep his gear in excellent condition.
Yeah, and a good detective will have lots of gear. Lots and lots of gear. Okay, so you're not really telling me anything. That was a great performance. I can't wait to see the reactions we got from our viewers. Oh, right, we just saw Karina's performance. Pikachu cried because he was basically simping for her, wasn't he? I don't remember what the next thing was. Oh, she's going on to the next rehearsal. We're still waiting for a tape or something. Okay, all caught up. So, what about her performance? To be honest, I was worried at first, but I guess I didn't need to be. No wonder she's a rising star among violinists. She definitely lives up to her reputation. Right? Doesn't she? Why are you acting so full of yourself? About the next rehearsal. What is the next scene you're going to rehearse? Oh, it's the scene where the assistant Pokemon gives Karina her violin. Keith went off to fetch the Pokemon, but he hasn't come back yet. I wonder where Keith has gone to. Could be that he was cornered by Olga again. Hero. Oh, hey, Karina. Did you put your violin back there? Yes. Thanks. Now, once Keith gets back, let's start our next rehearsal. Hero, this is bad.
The assistant Pokemon won't make it?
Could see this coming a mile away. That's why I paused
Keith?
before this happened last time.
So sorry. I mixed up the dates of our schedule.
Oh, my head hurts. I need a Pokemon. Any Pokemon to help us out.
It's your chance in the spotlight, Mimi.
Hey, I know. Tim,
Uh-oh.
do you think Pikachu could fill in for the day? Huh?
My Pikachu?
Mm-hmm. He seems to enjoy music. I think he'd be great.
All right, if you really think he could help.
I can! You're really saving my life. Thank you.
Mine too, thank you.
Okay, I'll need Pikachu to push the cart with the violin. Right over there, to that spot with the mark on it.
It's gonna
That's
fuck it
right.
up, I can feel it.
And Tim, would you mind standing over there for me?
Sure.
That's where Karina will receive her violin.
You're a big help. Thank you so much.
All right, let's start rehearsal. Yanma, move those cameras exactly as you would for a real shoot.
Yan yan, yan yan.
Pikachu, you ready?
I've never been more ready. I've got this.
Look where you're going,
Here's the
Pikachu.
So she picks it up here.
Yan yan.
Watch out!
Oh,
Yan yan.
are you all right?
Tim!
This place is cursed. God damn.
Yeah, I'm okay. But look,
My precious violin.
This is bad.
Blast. I was standing right there, and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, you could have hit him with a Thunderbolt. That would have had the same outcome, though. Oh no. I'm so sorry. The Yanma have never made a mistake like this before. I wonder if it has anything to do with, say, that Mimikyu, which was hovering around in the background. No, possibly couldn't be it. Yan? We need to stop shooting for now. Keith, take Karina back to our dressing room. Of course. Come with me, Miss Mitchell. This way. Cricketune. You'll take the pieces of the violin? Right. Here. Let me help pick them up. What could have gotten into the Yanma? They've never messed up their instructions like that before. Yan. What are they saying, Pikachu? They say it's not their fault. Huh? What do they mean? We should talk to them a bit. Sure thing.
Everyone thinks
Here's the
Yanma
recap.
made a mistake and caused the accident. But is that really true? Let's go see what the Yanma have to say.
Okay, well, I mean, it clearly couldn't have been them, but let's see. Regardless.
Yan yan.
Hey, are you hurt? Yan. That was a pretty heavy collision. If you're still feeling dizzy, just take it easy. You told us earlier that there was no way you'd mess up your instructions, right? Yan. It says they follow their instructions to the word, and it says if we look properly, we should be able to prove it. Okay. Let's ask the other Yanma to see what it thinks too.
Yan yan.
Looks like you have your own ideas about the accident. Care to have a chat about them? Yan. They say they moved exactly as the staff told them to. Really? Maybe there was a mistake in the instructions themselves then. Hey, are you okay? Yes, we're fine. Good to hear. Seems that the Yanma are unhurt too, so that's a relief. The Yanma were behaving a little strangely. What do you mean? Think back to when the accident happened. The Yanma flew out from the left and right at the same time, right? Of course they were going to crash like that. Nobody on our staff would give instructions like that. Maybe the Yanma misheard? I'm glad the Yanma are safe, but what do we do now? He seems like he's taking this hard. Excuse me, is it alright if we ask you about the accident a little bit? What caused the accident? How should I know? Yanma and I just followed the cue sheet Hero gave us. Ha. So what about the cue sheet? This is the cue sheet. It has every detail of how the Yanma are supposed to move. Let's see, the plan for camera 1 was shoot from above, shoot from the left, shoot from the right, and move in. That's right, Keith should have the movement plan for camera 2. He'd probably be happy to show you if you ask him. Okay, I honestly don't remember which one Keith is. It's been a bit.
Hey, Tim.
Pikachu wants to talk anyway. I think we got what we can from the Yanma. Hero seems to think the accident happened because the Yanma messed up, but the Yanma say they followed their instructions. Yeah, let's try and find out what really caused the accident. We should talk to the staff members next. That's a really good idea, actually. You know, I think I'm going to do that one, Pikachu. Alright, speak to Hero. Oh man, what to do? Sounds like he's not doing too well. Yeah, I hope we can help out in some way. Are you alright, hero? Not really, but still, I've got to do something. Why do you think the accident happened? Let's see. I can think of a few reasons, like the Yanma misunderstanding the instructions, or Hoot Hoot's signal being delayed. Oh, whoops.
What's up?
Wrong button. The Yanma rely on Hoot Hoot's signal to start filming. It could be that the connection with the sub-control room got disrupted by Magnemite. Come to think of it, you were talking to the sub-control room during the rehearsal too, weren't you? I didn't notice anything strange though. I can check with Hoot Hoot if you want some clarification. Okay. Well, it seems like good a place as any to continue this. I'll leave you two for now. Hold on a minute, Tim. Let's investigate the studio a bit more. Okay, I'm not allowed to do that one. I'm going to speak to the camera operator first. That was a close one. It's a small camera, but it still could have done quite a bit of damage. Yeah, it was a close shave, alright. The Yanma have never messed up like this before, so I'm shocked. Maybe the people in charge of the Yanma cameras didn't give them the right instructions. The new ADs tell Yanma how to move. I see. We should go talk to them too. Right. Today's turned into such a mess, I don't know what to do. You've got to be cursed or something, Tim. What? Why me? Actually, I didn't see the accident itself. I was looking at the script when it happened. The script? It's the plan for how the show should progress. Do you want to see? I am familiar with the concept of a script. I've made this script, see? It's written to follow the flow of the show itself. You're right, it is. Do you think this is related to the accident? Could be. It doesn't have much on the Yanma cameras on it, though. Well, still worth having nonetheless.
Any news?
Are you okay, Tim? Are you okay, Tim? Yes, I'm fine. Sorry to have worried you. I'm glad you're safe, and it looks like Pikachu wasn't hurt either. Yep, not even a scratch. I don't know why the accident happened, but I think it's going to be hard to keep filming. Wonder what Hero will do. Right. Oh, hang on, Pikachu. We've talked to just about everyone here. Maybe we should check outside the studio. Yeah, let's keep gathering testimony. As I was originally trying to do, because I couldn't... I mean, I guess the script was helpful. But I couldn't see any of the others having really much of use. Oh, hey, Mimikyu. Kiki. What? Are you still upset that I got chosen as the assistant over you? Kiki. Don't get too full of myself. Ugh, sure, whatever you say. More importantly, there's something we need to ask you. Do you know anything about the accident that just happened? Kiki. It was going around the dressing rooms while avoiding the staff here, so it doesn't know what was going on at the studio. Huh? Why was it doing that? Kiki. You're doing a bit of self-promotion. Definitely persistent. I'll give you that. Alright. Moving on. Which way am I going? I'm going the wrong way. So I want to go this way to that corridor, I think. I'll speak to you.
What's up?
Hey Keith, how's Karina doing? She's very upset. She said she needs to be alone for a while. I don't blame her. She was clearly very attached to that violin, and it was destroyed right in front of her. Do you have any idea why an accident like that could have happened, Keith? No, I guess I could have misread the cue sheet for the Yanma. Do you think we could see the cue sheet? Sure, here it is. Let's see, camera 2 was supposed to shoot from above, shoot from the right, move away, and follow. Yeah, the director gives those of us in charge of the Yanma cameras the cue sheet a few days ahead of the shoot. We tell the Yanma how to move the cameras based off that, but I've double-checked it, and I'm positive I got the instructions right. Is there any chance the director gave you the wrong instructions? Nothing like that's ever happened before. The original cue sheet should be at the sub-control room, so I suppose you could go and check that. Okay, well, sub-control room is where we're heading anyway, so it's nice and convenient. Let's just see what we got here. Oh, the whole squad's here. Right, we'll start with Hoot Hoot. Hoot Hoot. Oh, no need to worry. Both Tim and I are just fine. Hoot Hoot. It says that the Yanma was so dedicated to their work that it's unthinkable that they'd make a mistake. Sounds like Hoot Hoot trusts them. Hoot Hoot? Hero? He looked like he was in a state of shock, but he was still saying he wanted to do something to help. Your partner is quite a dependable guy, isn't he? You're the one who signaled to the Yanma when they needed to start moving, right? Hoot Hoot. Huh, so the Yanma started to move as soon as you signaled them, same as always. Hero said there might have been some kind of communication trouble, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. I saw what happened during the rehearsal from here. What a mess this has become. Yes, thankfully we weren't hurt, but Karina's violin was completely ruined. I know, the responsibility for the accident lies with us. I really hope there's something we can do for Miss Mitchell. Is there anything you noticed about the accident? You know, it did seem like there was something odd about the animal's movement. What do you mean? I was checking the footage using this cue sheet, but there was something odd that I couldn't put my finger on. I see that the cue sheet you have has the movements of both Yanma cameras on it. Yes, this is the original script that Hero wrote. We give copies out to the staff in charge and then keep it under tight scrutiny here. Let's see, camera 1's movements were shoot from above, move away, shoot from the right and move in. Very different. And it says camera 2's movements were shoot from above, shoot from the right, move away and follow. That's right, the Yanma should have moved exactly according to this plan. There you go, I think that's our smoking gun.
Right.
Hey, that's him. You alright? Yeah, we're fine. Sorry you had to get caught up in all this. I'm glad you're not hurt anyway. We still haven't figured out the cause of the accident yet. Regardless of the cause, we've still got to take this accident very seriously. Still, I'm glad nobody was hurt. And you as well.
Yes.
This is the biggest scandal in the history of GNN. You've got... You've got off quite well if they've done this done this good so far. How exactly do you plan to take responsibility for this, Roger? Mr. President. Please calm down, Mr. Graham. Now he shows his true colours. I don't even know what to think about the accident. Who knows how much money we'll have to pay? And all for a silly violin. But sir, the responsibility of the damage suffered by Miss Mitchell lies with us. That has nothing to do with me. It's all because the staff here are incompetent. I told you to get rid of any useless staff members, but you had to take your time with it. I don't mean to argue, Mr. President, but we have no place for employees that would cause harm to the station. Mr. Graham seems like a completely different person now. Yeah, wonder what's going on here, Mr. Graham. Something's bugging me. Why are you staring at my case list like that, Pikachu? I just have the feeling that the key to solving this mystery about the accident is hidden in the evidence we've already gathered. In that case, let me help too. Let's go over what's in the case list and think things through. Okay. Let's get it open. Let's just do the case notes. Here we go.
Everyone is thinking that the Yanma made a mistake. The Yanma say they did what the instructions told them to do. So what caused them to crash into each other?
Well, it's clearly the difference in sheets. Let's see.
That's right. It seems that someone tampered with Yanma's plan in order to cause the collision. The question is, how did the staff not notice something like that? Why would one Yanma have two movement plans? I don't think this was an accident
Nope,
at all.
absolutely cannot be.
In fact, I think this is a case for us to solve.
Let me... Only like 10 minutes into the stream and I already made... Actually 20 minutes, wow. And I already need to move my legs, that's a bad sign. Yeah, so absolutely been tampered with. The Yanma ran into each other because they were given fake instructions. But why did the culprit do that? Maybe the culprit had some kind of grudge against Karina. They tried to destroy the violin as revenge for something. Yeah, but it's way too easy for it to be that lady, isn't it? Revenge, huh? And if it weren't for Keith's mistake, Karina would have been the one caught in the accident instead of me. Could even be that someone was targeting her directly. Well, let's go talk to Karina first. Gathering testimony from the victim is the most basic step of any investigation. You gonna walk me straight there? No. Okay.
Yeah. Seems like someone made a fake movement plan to cause the accident. But why?
Yeah, grudge is the
Can't
first thing
imagine
coming to
Karina would have
mind.
Enemies, but let's see what she has to say.
What's she been up to in her spare time to cause such a wedge between her and someone? That's what I want to know. Okay. Well, off to the dressing room. Is it this one? This is just the other door to the studio, isn't it? Yeah. It's a bit further back here. Oh, it's this white door. Okay. I just thought that was decoration. Let's see. Whereabouts are you at? Karina, please listen calmly. Tim? What's going on? We found out that the accident earlier was actually deliberately caused by someone. What? But how? Is what you said true? Please, tell me everything. Of course. Someone had given fake instructions to the anima? Is that what caused the accident? That's right. But who would do such a thing? Why? It's possible that the culprit had some grudge against you and destroyed the violin as payback. Could you tell us a bit more about your violin? Of course. My grandfather made it for me before he passed away. It's the only one of its kind. Ooh, tough scenes. Even now, when I get discouraged, I remember the message he left for me on the violin. It helps me feel better. Huh? A message? There was a message on the violin? I never noticed. Insensitive fool. Oh, you couldn't have. It's written on the inside of the backplate, after all. Oh, so you can't see it from the outside? No, you can't. Actually, I think the only ones who've seen it are me and the Cricketune, since we used to play in my grandfather's workshop. So someone did... No, why would someone know about that? Doesn't make much sense to me. The message on the violin, huh? Something on your mind? I helped Cricketune pick up the pieces of the violin after the accident, but I don't think I saw a message anywhere on the back plate. Could be that you just didn't notice it. If it bothers you, we could double check. Yeah. Okay, I'll speak to Cricketune first, but let's do it. Cricketune. Beautiful. You'll help us find the culprit? Thanks. We could use your help. Cricketune? Was that something on my computer or was that the game? I can't quite tell with this one, to be honest. Something randomly started playing, or was that really just... I don't know. Refull screen in. There we go. We don't know who did this or why, but don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of things. Cricketune? Apparently Cricketune was present when Karina saw the message too. Cricketune says Karina read the message to it. It said, "To my darling Karina, even when I am no longer with you, I will always love you and your music." That's like a really weird thing for someone to want to steal away, I guess. Here's Karina's violin. It really is wrecked, isn't it? Yeah, it's not going back together anytime soon. Let's see, the backplate with the message should be this one. I don't see any message written anywhere. So that means this violin is a fake. The culprit's goal was to steal Karina's violin. The culprit must have tampered with Yanma's cue sheet so that the accident would hide the fact that the violin had been swapped. That's right, you almost got away with it too. Swear I'll catch this culprit no matter what. Expose the culprit who switched it. Okay.
Thank goodness the violins had been swapped.
Yep.
That means that the real one is still safe. That's the one good thing about all of this.
Alright. Off we go to sleuthing then. First things first, we should go tell Karina and Cricketune about the swapped violin. They may be able to help us narrow down who the culprit could be. You're right, Pikachu. Karina, the violin there is a fake. The culprit arranged for the accident to happen so that nobody would notice the theft. But then, where is the real violin? The culprit probably still has it, but please keep this a secret. We don't want the culprit to get nervous and hide it away. I never noticed my violin had been swapped with a fake, but I think the one I used for my performance was the real one. I could tell from the tone. Cricketune? Yeah, Cricketune says so too. Okay, I'll double check with you. Okay, it is the Cricketune doing that. Tune. Oh, something felt off to you too. Cricketune. The material seems softer than normal. I see. It must have been difficult for the culprit to get the exact same materials to use. Right. Hold on a bit, Tim. I think Karina has more to tell us. She does? Oh, about that.
Yes.
What is going on? She doesn't. You just want to talk to me. Darn.
A joke. Just a joke.
That is not what I was expecting you to say to me. Right, this is actually it. The testimonies we got from the two of them are shedding light on the crime. Really? Let's organise what we know. To get started, let's figure out exactly when the violin was swapped. Open up your case notes. When was the violin switched out? Well, pretty easy between the two performances, or between the what would have been the second performance.
Now, let's try and figure out when the violin could have been swapped out. First, when do we know for sure that the violin was already, a fake?
When Pikachu was carrying it? Yeah.
True. By the time I had delivered the violin, it had already been swapped out with the fake one. Now we know when the violin was swapped out with the fake one.
Right.
But we still need to figure out when was the last time the real violin was seen.
Yeah, during the performance, right?
Now, why do you think that?
Grandfather doesn't matter. The tone during the performance was the real thing, yes.
So, Karina was using the real violin during her performance. She and Cricketune both confirmed it to be true. And that means the culprit swapped out the violin after Karina finished her performance, but before I moved it.
Right. Now we know when the violin was swapped. Yeah, the culprit aimed for the exact moment Karina would not be around her violin. Judging from that, and tampering with the cue sheet, the culprit must have been very familiar with the show. So the culprit is someone who works here. That's why we need to find out now. Alibis those involved have.
Now we know almost the exact moment when the violin was swapped. The culprit has to be someone involved with the show.
Right.
Let's find out about the alibis of everyone involved between the time Karina finished playing and I brought out the violin.
Okay. Right. Let's go ahead and do that then. So let's ask Karina first. Don't worry, the culprit has already kept it safe and sound. Let's get back to it.
Yes.
Hello, Tim. How's the investigation going? I hope you're making progress. Yes, I think we are. Bit by bit, we're getting closer to the culprit. Glad to hear that. Thank you so much for everything. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. Thanks. After my performance, I went backstage to put my violin there. Hero asked you to do that, right? Did you see anyone else while you were back there? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I should have paid more attention. Please, don't worry about it.
Keep gathering testimony.
Right. So, most likely couldn't have been her then. I don't want to point any fingers, but it may have been Olga who stole my violin. She comes forward as the... Yeah, she seems like the biggest culprit, effectively. Why'd you say that? Well, Olga had asked me a few times if I'd be willing to part with my violin. Oh, even more so now. Of course, I said no. Of course, your grandfather made it for you. That's right, but it didn't seem like Olga was ready to give up, so she may have planned something like this. It seems Olga has a motive anyway. We can't just decide she's the culprit based off of that. Yeah, it's too early to tell. Cricketune? You have nothing to say to me, but you have a lovely tune, so thanks for that. Right, just gonna take a quick pause for a sec. Give me a few minutes. I should be back. Nothing too long, so one mo. Okay, whoops, let's try and fix that capture feed. I don't quite know what happened there, but I will do the usual jogging it. I think I might have just caught it when I stood up. But yeah, anyway, sorry about that, I'm back. I didn't really intend to have to step away, but it happens sometimes. Took the opportunity to get a quick drink though, so definitely needed one. Throat's feeling a bit dry. Anyway, that should have fixed it. Hopefully. It's just being a bit laggy. The top screen's fine again, so it should be good. Okay. I was wondering why the screen looks so small. It's because I've not full screened it again. There we go. Right. Back we go into the main studio. Right, so let's get some alibis. What was I doing after the violin recital? Why are you asking? It's good that you're so aggressive about this. We're just trying to find out more about the accident. Is it right if you tell us? Sure. I was in the studio during the rehearsal. I can't leave the Yanma all by themselves after all. Fair and simple. You're investigating that accident. That was a mistake by the Yanma, right? No, it seems like the accident was deliberately caused for some purpose. Could you help us in finding out the truth? After Karina's recital, I was checking the footage in the studio together with Hiro. Same with you. What were you doing, Yanma? Hey, could you tell us a bit more about what was going on in the studio before the accident? There's a bit of time between when Pikachu and Karina finished their recital and the next rehearsal, right? Was there anyone besides Karina and Amelia who left the studio during that time? Yan. It can't tell people apart very well, but it says there are only 2 people who came and went. Thank you. Anyway, Yanma? Yan? Yeah, I think that the accident was more than just an accident. We're trying to figure out what exactly happened. Was there anyone who left the studio, or who went backstage once Pikachu and Karina were done performing? Yan. Nobody, huh? Well, you could see the whole studio, so if you say nobody, I guess that's that. Oh, didn't mean to speak to you again. Sorry, Yanma. Do you think you'd be able to get back to filming? I'd say the odds are 50-50. I've already put in a request for a new violin. I feel bad for Karina, but she'll have to use the new one. I was in the studio ever since Karina finished her performance. I was making sure the staff knew the plan for the show, checking the footage, and so on. We were in the studio then too. Didn't see anyone leave or enter until Amelia and Keith came back. Seems like Hiro and the staff have a solid alibi. Okay.
Yeah, that's an alibi. Make sure you remember it.
Right, so they're all clean. At least, mostly, seemingly. Hello, Pikachu. I don't think Hiro and the staff in the studio could have stolen the violin. Is that just Twitch being weird, or have I actually disconnected? No, okay, that is just Twitch being weird. So I don't think they could have stolen the violin. In that case, maybe we should tell Hiro what really happened. If the culprit's related to the show somehow, maybe he'll know something. Good thinking, but don't forget to tell him to keep it a secret. Okay, in that case, back to Hiro.
What's up?
Are you investigating the accident? Don't overdo it. Thanks. Where were you during the rehearsal, Keith? I don't think I saw you until right before the accident happened. I went down to a lower floor to call the assistant Pokemon as soon as we found Brugly. And what happened with that? Well, it didn't show up, even when the scheduled time came, so I called the office to check. Turns out I mixed up the dates and had it scheduled for the wrong time, so I ran back to the studio to let Hiro know. So that's what all the ruckus was about. Did you run into anybody on your way back to the studios? Yeah, as I recall, I ran into Amelia. She just finished calling Max and Olga. Okay, thank you, Keith. Don't know why the game didn't want me to clear Keith's alibi, but okay.
Sure you remember
In the
what
same
people told
group,
us.
that is. Oh, whoops.
What's up?
Are you the one in charge of scheduling and managing the assistant Pokemon? That's right. I'm really sorry that my mistake put you in a dangerous spot. Yeah, next time pay closer attention. Don't worry about it. Neither of us were hurt. Right, back to you, Mr. Hiro. Hey. The violin was swapped out. And you say there's someone here that did it? Don't shout about it, Hiro. Yes. I can't imagine. No. Actually, could it be that he... Do you know something? Well, this is just a rumour, but I've heard Max has a lot of debt he needs to pay back. Yeah, I did think Max had been absent for a long time. The violin was a very valuable one, so he may have stolen it so that he could sell it. It sounds like Max could have had a motive to steal the violin. Well, Max is going to have to clear himself, isn't he? Are you still looking into the accident, Tim? Huh. Oh, don't mention the sort of violin until we're ready to catch the culprit. Right. Oh, I mean, yes. You mean after Karina played? I was checking the dressing rooms to call on Max and Olga. But you came back to the studio alone, didn't you? Were you able to find them? Oh, no, not exactly. They both seemed like they were just busy, so I told them what I needed through the door. Oh, I see. And did you meet anyone else? Well, oh, I remember. I ran into Keith near the studio.
Tim, be sure you remember what people told us.
Okay. I ran into Keith on my way back to the studio. He was standing there near the entrance, but he looked very depressed. He was about to go to report to Hero that he messed up the assistant Pokemon schedule. And he came back to the studio after that, right? That's right. Right, you're fine. Nothing ever goes according to the script, does it? After Karina's performance, I was with Hero checking the rest of the plan for today. You all seem very busy. Yes, we were all wondering what to do since Keith hadn't come back. Right, I'll speak to you as well, just abundance of caution. Oh man, an accident like that, I'm right in front of the president too. What's going to happen to this show? Once the violin recital was done, I was checking the footage from the cameras here, just discussing stuff with everyone. Man, I wish I could turn the clock back. What should we do, Pikachu? Just let him be until we solve the case. Off to the other rooms then. So, hello Mimikyu, what were you up to? Kiki. You will not tell me anything further. What do we need? We need the 2 dressing rooms here, right? Wow. Man, what a yawn. Let us talk to you for a bit before you take a nap. Well, yeah, what were you guys doing after we finished the rehearsal? Wow. You came back to the dressing room for a nap. Olga gave you a good brushing too, so your fur is all perfect. You know, I can't really tell. Do never say that to Perugly. You again. What do you want now? Oh, come on. You're a detective. Don't let her intimidate you. Go on. Ask what you need to ask. When were you when we finished the first rehearsal? I stayed in my dressing room. I was giving Perugly a nice brushing. Did anybody stop by during that time? One of the staff members came to call on me. I answered, although I didn't open the door. I see. Someone comes all the way to get you. The least you could do is open the door for them. Hey, I would have been here from the start, but I fell asleep earlier. No worries. Welcome, Jamie. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, we're currently underway with Chapter 6, I believe, so making some good progress. You've joined, like, presumably in the second third of this chapter. We've been going for quite a while, so welcome anyway. Although, come to think of it, something odd happened after that. Okay. Alright. Unfortunately, you are clear.
Be sure you remember what people told us.
So what about the strange occurrence? What was this strange occurrence? Someone came and beat on the door. I looked out through the fog glass window, but didn't see anyone out there. I wonder what that was all about. That is a really weird occurrence. About the violin. So apparently you discussed acquiring Karina's violin a few times with her. And so what if I did? Don't tell me you suspect that I had anything to do with this whole thing. I wouldn't go and break such an instrument, even if she did refuse. Sorry. I'm the one who is worthy of that violin. It was destined to become mine. Whoa, quick, Tim. Change the subject. I'm out. Goodbye. That's all you get from me. Okay, other dressing room. Hello, Ekans. Bzzzt. Hey, why are they glaring at each other? Why are they glaring at each other? Let's see what they're saying. It's time to decide whose special talents are truly better. Saying being able to smell the difference of foods with your tongue is... being able to smell the difference of foods with your tongue is more amazing. Bzzzt. It's saying making laundry super clean with ultrasonic waves is way cooler. Tomorrow I plan to go back to Frontiers. Is going to get as much of the DLC out of the DLC as possible. They might as well focus on the story. Yeah, I think that's probably sensible unless you're like really determined to 100% it. It's a lot, even compared to the base game. You know, obviously way less than the base game, but it feels very content dense in comparison. So makes sense if you're not enjoying it too much. But that's like comparing leper berries to oran berries. Still, we can't just leave them like this. What do you think we should do? Let's have a battle. Some things can only be resolved in a battle, eh? Who knows, maybe it'll help in some way. Anyway, you two need to make up, okay? We can come back to check on them later. Maybe something will have changed. I'll speak to everyone else, though. What in the world has gotten into Ekans? It's not that there's a lot of content, it's the enemies kicking my ass. Ah. Yeah, they be doing that. It's not normally the type to pick fights with other Pokemon. I wonder what set it off this time. Yeah. One has to wonder. But hello, Ekans. Don't get in your way. Hey, chill out. No need to look so scary. Has it been injected by any chance? Magnemite's talents are all mundane and useless. You think? I can see my mum getting excited about super clean laundry. Yeah, that's the definition of mundane. Hello, Detective Mouse. Hello, Detective Fat Man. Hope you're doing good. Bzzzt. Whoa, calm down. You can shut this whole place down if you get too excited. Bzzzt. Telling things apart by smell isn't unusual or interesting at all. Really? I can think of any other Pokemon that smells through it. Can't think of any other Pokemon that smells through its tongue. What about you? You're different, aren't you? Huh? What about Magnemite and Ekans? Ah. It's boring because they don't pay attention to you. It's like you're being left out. I don't think they mean to be rude or anything, but maybe Wawa just likes to have company. The previous recording has gone over the scheduled time. Oh, how's the game going then? It's going pretty good. We're making some solid progress. It's a pretty fun little detective affair. Nothing too brain-teasing or challenging, but I don't know. I've been enjoying the run-through of it for sure. It's interesting to do on stream. Get the Pokemon Rangers playthrough. Maybe one day. I know nothing about Rangers. Like, it's not like I know about it and haven't played it. Like, I know nothing about Rangers. So maybe that could be fun one day. The previous recording's gone over the scheduled time. Maybe the Pokemon are getting irritated. Ah, makes sense. Maybe they can become friends before the actual filming starts. But seeing how they are now, that may be difficult. Yeah, no two ways about it. Right, so none of you have anything to say to me. This is the cage Broccoli was sleeping in. Yeah, that was a surprise. Still have the second game, Goat Times. I'm excited to get to the second game on stream because everyone says it's really dull in comparison to this one. So, it feels like an entertaining stream game. Also, only like 10 hours, supposedly, compared to this one, where probably already got 10 hours well and truly in it right now. Okay, so... hey, Pikachu. You making progress on the alibi checks? Well... Oh, come on, you should know what to do. Isn't there somewhere you haven't checked? Like the studio, or the sub-control room, or the dressing rooms for the performers? That's what I was doing. So that's the studio, right? So what's this one? Okay. Games that always start out as a laugh, then fully devolve into head-slamming boredom, like Sonic Shuffle. Oh, it's one of those ones, right. I look forward to it. Right, no one here, unless I'm mistaken. Yep, completely empty. Okay. So this is just going to take me out to the stage, right? In which case I could just cut across to the right. But hey, you'll be pleased to hear when you come down in a couple of weeks. No more Sonic Shuffle. I'm sure we'll be knee-deep in Mario Party by then. Too much so to care about Sonic Shuffle, so that's good. Don't have to think about that game for much longer. Sub-control room. Oh, do we have to do the obligatory Sonic Shuffle anyway? Rayman co-op. Which one? Like, Rayman... Which Rayman? I didn't know any of them had co-op. Excuse me. Hey, what's wrong? Well, about the accident that just happened. It seems like it was deliberately caused by someone. Rayman Origins or Legends? Actually a shout. I love Legends. Origins is pretty good. It's actually a really good shout to try and run through that at some point. But what? But then, who's the culprit? We're investigating that now. That's why we'd like to know where everyone was during the rehearsal. We were here the whole time. Yes, we were keeping an eye on the studio from here. I think it'll be difficult for the people here in the sub-control room to swap out the violin. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's an alibi. Make sure you remember it.
Yeah, Origins looks really good, but I'd honestly say Legends is the way better playing of the two games.
Yes.
What is it? Oh, you won't say anything to me. Oh yeah, replayability as well, like all the challenge mode stuff and everything. For sure. Could it really be him? Is there something bothering you? Yes, I think I may know who tampered with the cue sheet. Really? Please tell us everything you know. I can't prove anything, but I suspect Keith is the culprit. It's a new one. He looks after the Yanma here, and it would have been easy for him to tamper with the cue sheet. But Keith seems so proud of the Yanma and what they could do. Keith is a bit of a mystery. He came to GNN about 6 months ago on someone's recommendation, but he's never told anyone about why he came here or what he was doing before. I see. I wonder if there's a reason why he's so secretive. I bring this up as I've been on a Rayman spree again. So I've been thinking about the games as the original creator retired from the industry for Rayman 4. Yeah, I've actually been wanting to hop into 2 and 3 recently, so I don't know why we've all got Rayman on the brain, but fair play. Good games. I've never actually finished Origins. Maybe that is the excuse to do so. I'll speak to who to anyway. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Right, so it's sounding like there's more alibis, but it's not really sure who else could have an alibi at this point. Oh, you're in here. Okay, I'd missed this changing room. Chat. Oh, you were watching TV. And you say that you're the best thing on the screen, eh? You've got confidence for sure. What did you and Max do once you were done with the first rehearsal? Chat. The DLC in the last Rabbids Mario game was decent too, but no Mario characters. Well, really? You can't even play as the Mario characters from the base game? That's a series I mean to get into. Not Rabbids, Mario plus Rabbids, I mean. It's ironic as Spark of Hope sold even less than Kingdom Battle. Yeah, that game was on discount like instantly, whereas Kingdom Battle definitely held its value way better, I feel like, for the most part. So, you came back to the dressing room together. I seem to recall you saying that's what you were going to do. Yeah. What's that? You're excited because Max said he'd give you your snack early today. We weren't asking about your snack. Chat tat. Someone came to call you. They knocked on the door and said something, apparently. That must have been Amelia. Chat? Is Amelia a person or a Pokemon? Why'd you ask that? Chat a tat. Huh. Apparently a Pokemon stopped by too, in addition to the person. Chat. It doesn't know who, but apparently someone was rammed into the door. Chatot says it was so surprised that it accidentally yelled out. Yeah, I bet that would be surprising. What did that Pokemon do then? Chatot. It ran on making some kind of cry, according to Chatot. Yeah, this is starting to piece together now. No, the only characters in the DLC are Rayman and the Rabbids. That's really surprising to me. Is that like a weird Nintendo mandate or something, or what? Hey, could you show us your cool mimicking skills again? Chat. Oh, you can? Chat. Try different skills to see what happens, eh? Tim, give it a shot.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, that's the voice of Mr. Graham.
And cut!
Oh, that must be Hero. What's with the self-contented look? Trying to act all cool, are you? Hey, go easy on me. I'm trying my best. Seeing 2 OG platformers interact wouldn't be legendary. Yeah, an average Nintendo mindset, right? Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Max to do that. There probably are more cues than we can imagine. Just Collar. What could this one be? It's not doing anything. I guess that's too subtle to use as a clue. Cue, sorry.
Get out of my way.
Wow, that's definitely Olga, all right. If someone yelled at me like that, I'd definitely have a heart attack, even if it was a prank. Okay, nothing else for me then. Oh, Max himself. Oh, still doing your investigation. Go easy on playing detective, all right? Playing detective? Nobody's playing here. Max, you left the studio once the first rehearsal was done, right? Yeah, I figured I'd go over the script one more time in my dressing room while I waited. Did anyone come by during that time? Oh yeah, a staff member came by to call me. I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't open the door, but I said I'd be right out. Oh, so he didn't actually see this person. Apart from that, I've been reading Archie again, and I've gotten to the whole time of the Penders lawsuit, so I was looking into the whole thing. Such a fumble. Yeah, they're still kind of paying the price for how they handled that like 15 years ago now, aren't they? So, our reason he filed for characters for copyright is even wilder than I knew to begin with. Yeah, he really like felt that he created those characters, or rather, he added so much to them that they might as well be his, because without them, there was no substance or something, right? Seem to recall. I don't know. I've honestly not read much of Archie. It's the one of the three I've read the least of, so can't say too much about it. Oh, so we didn't actually see this person. Okay. So neither of you have like an airtight alibi as such, but
Yes.
whatever.
So the culprit is... Wait, what's that? All of our suspects have alibis?
Yeah. Some of them aren't great, but they do have them. Well, this is a conundrum. I didn't expect everyone involved to have alibis. This can only mean one thing. The culprit? What did the culprit do? I mean, of all of these created a fake alibi. That's right, the culprit must have used some sort of trick to create a fake alibi. That being said, I don't think anyone working in the studio or sub-control room had the time to do anything elaborate like that. Sega are massively at fault, like Archie. Just like Archie, as Archie fumbled the lawsuit entirely, and because of that, Sega now have strict guidelines. Yeah, I can imagine that was one of the reasons they just subtly moved away from Archie in later years. Don't get me wrong, not the only one, but presumably once an actually viable alternative came along, they went like, oh, wow, how convenient. I agree. Our suspects are the people who are moving around on their own. That's 4 people. Max, Olga, Keith, and Amelia. I don't think Amelia is. I know how you feel, but a detective has to keep an objective view of everything. Still, we could use some more information. Now that I think about it, Mimikyu had snuck out of the Pokemon dressing room and was wandering around, right? Maybe if we talk to it, it'll shed us some light on the situation. Right, okay, here we go. Right, get this. You know Sonic Chronicles, the bad one, basically shaded from that game of Dark Brotherhood, have the exact same backstory and storylines as the whole thing Penders wrote in the 90s, so I'm guessing the game is the cause of this. As they were his in 2010 and the game's in 2008, so not only did Archie get sued, so did Sega and EA. Probably why they dropped Archie 2 to stop another Pender. Yeah, I mean, Archie kind of had like nothing to defend themselves with, ironically, right? Which is really weird, whereas... From what I know, BioWare definitely used the Sonic comics, unsurprisingly, as a big point of inspiration for the game. Like, there was a lot of... I think it came out that there was a lot of branded comics, you know, that had, like, the BioWare stickers all over the back of them to prove they were their property kind of thing. I think that was a big thing. You know, you kind of can't prove that you didn't copy the comics when a lot of your research was buying all the Archie comics. The lawsuit got dismissed entirely, weirdly enough, because Statue of Liberations. If it hadn't been so long, you probably would have won. Yeah, and like, there's an argument to be made, because I think so often it's put in cut of dry and like, oh, Penders sucks, Penders was wrong. I don't think Penders is a particularly well-meaning or great person in the case, but I don't think it's like as cut and dry as that. I do think there's a bit more nuance to it than a lot of people give it credit for, so it's really interesting for sure. But yeah, it is kind of sad it ended in the way it did, probably just because everyone involved got sick of it. And, oh, hey, IDW is actually a viable publisher for this book now. Well, just go with them. Right, back to accusing people, I guess. Let's see, where do we begin? Keith, you're up first, buddy.
What's up?
We were told that you joined GNN about 6 months ago. Yeah, through a friend of mine. So I guess you were interested in making TV shows? That's right. It's a lot of work, but I have fun. It's really exciting. You never know what's going to happen next. I think I'd be more anxious than excited. A life without some thrills would be boring. I think you'll understand someday. That's really all you got to say to me?
What's the matter?
Right, so what about when you visited Olga? I went directly to Olga's dressing room from the studio. I knocked on the door and said we were ready, and she responded, "Thank you. I'll be right there," through the door. So it's not like Amelia actually saw Olga. I feel like that's going to be the key to unraveling this mystery. I went to get Max after I called Olga. I knocked on his door and told him we were ready, and he said, "Gotcha, I'll be right out," through the door. Neither of you have anything great to say to that. Do miss the old stuff, to be fair. Even if IDW have a solid run, the lore aspect is mid. Thing about the writers thing too is Sega cared about Sonic but not the other characters. So that's how Penda's got away with the stuff back then, just like how British STC, same, we'll never see a time like that again. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the freedom to be able to do what the writers wanted is definitely gone now, which is a bit of a shame. Sega are getting less and less lax, but IDW definitely, for as much as I do love that run, I mean, I'm still a year behind on it. I'll get back to it soon, I swear. It definitely is a bit more of like a clerical, almost like sterile version of what Archie was doing, which is both good and bad. Like, it can feel a little cut and dry at times, just like, oh yeah, look, Sonic's going through Rooftop Run, woo, and kind of vaguely related storyline as opposed to like some really cool overarching plot that goes across like 10 issues or whatever. Like, after Metal Virus and IDW, you really haven't got that much anymore. So that's a shame, but I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with IDW. We've spoken about this before, given the DC collaboration, you know, moves could be made, etc. We don't know for sure yet. So what actually am I doing? We've done the alibis. Yeah, it's more consistent, but I feel like the highs... I mean, to be fair, Metal Virus is a very big high, but still. Are you still arguing? What? Are you still having a battle? I hope I didn't mess things up even more. Some Pokemon have a lot of pride. I think they got to a point where neither one could back down. Hey, I get it, both of you have a lot to say. But no matter how amazing your talents are, you're not ever going to be a star while you cause your partner so much worry. Glad you understand. You can settle this on the stage. Like Search 2, but feel like character as slow as anything development-wise. Yeah, I mean, I'm not caught up on it, but I'm not caught up on like the recent developments with Imposter Syndrome, etc. at all. But like during the actual Imposter Syndrome run, it was very quick, like 4 issues, dun 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 dun, gone. They're gone, and I can absolutely see it. They're just gonna stall to high heavens on developing those characters any further, aside from, oh hey, they're not pure villains, they're anti-heroes now. So IDW, there's nothing to say that that's ending, nothing like that, but the IDW crossover does just raise some questions. Sorry, the DC crossover does just like bring up a couple questions to me personally. Like, it's just weird to have a one-off print with another company while still theoretically continuing a long-standing partnership. Or, you know, not long-standing, but like 5 years or whatever. It'd be weird to continue that for another couple years, but also go, hey, we're having this huge collaboration and comic books made by a completely different company. And even if there is nothing in that and that's just reading too much into it, it would be interesting to see. You know, Sega will get used to how how DC publishing will work, etc. You know, like the level of marketing and budget they have and all that sort of stuff. So it'd be interesting if they look at that and go, maybe this actually is worth the money getting DC to do this, because DC will be able to distribute the book way wider. You can get Sonic in the UK right now, but don't get me wrong, it's like special import comic shops as opposed to DC's everywhere. Like, I can go to my local Asda and pick up a DC book, you know? Not just like a DC book as in a physical book, I mean like, you know, a comic book just off the magazine shelf. They could have that level of appeal with DC, right? And I feel like that crossover will, you know, they'll see that for the first time. And I do wonder whether, if, you know, even if they're not considering it right now, do they look at how that partnership goes and go, actually, this is like a way better deal for us in the long run? So, I don't know. We don't know anything yet, but I just think it's an interesting question to be raised, rather than just say, no, that could never happen or whatever, because it potentially could. Like, there's nothing saying they wouldn't side-eye that sort of thing in the future. You know, companies have made those sorts of moves in the past. All right, I'm going to speak to Hero because I don't know what else to do. Hey. You don't have anything for me. Okay. Really don't know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just kind of running in circles. Let's go back to her. Or is this Max? This is Max, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, IDW volumes are so expensive compared to Archie. Archie volumes, admittedly, I think had less comic books in them, but they were like £5 to £10 digital, weren't they? IDW volumes are at least 15. It's rough. Interested to see the contract with Sega interested to see the contract they actually have. Though it will never happen as Sega can literally own all the new characters. Yeah, I think they do. They must do. It wouldn't shock me at this point. Nope, still nothing on that front. Pikachu, do you have any clues for me, or are you just going to give me a little cutscene?
Double team!
Welcome, Kev. Also, yeah, that is literally it. This is going to happen again. Please also rewrite Sonic Generations. Just a small task, right? To fit that all in there. You know, just plop that out, and then a comic reboot on our desk next week as well. If that's cool. Thank you. What is it? You still have nothing for me. Hey, Hutu. They have like literally anything else that's giving me a hint here. There's Ekans. Big important, of course. Yeah, what happens when you've had when you've had years of mid-Sonic writing and that hope comes along. Yeah, now everyone hates Ian. It's a long story. Mimikyu snuck out. Oh, we're looking for Mimikyu. That's what's going on. I'll watch this cutscene since I accidentally dared click the bottom of the screen.
Can't you tell I'm watching Hoot Hoot? They say it's almost impossible to see a Hoot Hoot change legs from the one.
Are we detecting any Pikachus? Spotted. Right there. Right there. There's two on my screen, actually. Well, anyway, yeah. There's two of them. Welcome, Gum. I hope you're having a good one. Remove the BS that canonizes everything and you're fine with Generations. People who think Sonic sounds cringe, well, I got bad news for you. Yeah, I mean, it could just do with a little more plot, but honestly, the one-liners and everything like that in Generations are like far better than everything else that pair wrote. I don't think Generations is actually bad dialogue-wise. I just think it has nothing to do story-wise, so I'd be interested to see them give it a bit more story, considering they're like, oh, the story crosses over with Shadow Generations, and kind of need to do stuff to prove that outside of, you know, the obvious one they're going to be. The obvious one they're going to point to there. They've already done it in the developer interview where they've said, oh, why was Shadow not invited to Sonic's birthday? That's the big one they're using as the excuse. The second one will be the fight that's in the main game, the rival fight, right? They're going to go, look, this is where the story crosses over. That's going to be their secondary excuse. Also, I've still not seen Mimikyu yet. This is slightly worrying. I've already checked the big Pokemon waiting room. Yeah, the story is non-existent for a reason, and given that it's honestly their best work that they did while they were working on Sonic, I'd say. Alright, I'll speak to you.
What do you want?
You have nothing more to say to me as well. Fine. Back to finding Mimikyu, I guess. Immaculate Wario gift. Gift? GIF, even. I mean, what can I say? I take pride in my Wario. It's cold out. Yeah, I've not been out all day, minus put the bins out. Fascinating stuff earlier today. And it was really sunny out, but it was freezing, so I'm not going to do that. The story was intended to be loose framework originally, but I assume Sonic Generations is going to shore things up in terms of ongoing character arcs. Yeah, because I think I think it's going to be important for Shadow going forward, obviously, but Sonic, it doesn't need to be important going forward. They've done the crossover thing a million times. Yeah, I am feeling close to breaking out the game guide, because I feel like I've checked most rooms here. And not seen much of a slice of Mimi, if you will. Okay. Running across. Only took them 24 years to write some good Shadow again. Yeah, God, I think you're actually right. It pretty much... Maybe 23 years, but yeah, you're pretty much right there. That's the scary thing. There you are, you bastard. Kiki. Hey, made that twit longer about Pikachu yet? No, he's been pretty well behaved. He hasn't had any direct interactions with that girl again recently during tonight's show. I mean, it's technically a show in terms of what they're doing here, but tonight's stream. Anyway, welcome, Larry. Hope you're having a good one. I was reading something, can't remember where, but Shadow in the Sonic 3 movie DLC is the same one as the main game. Really? That's odd. Anyway, I need to get back to talking about the game, or to doing the game. You were wandering around the dressing rooms during the rehearsal, right? Do you think you could tell us more about that time? So, what happened when you visited Olga? So you visited the dressing room for Perugli's partner, right? What happened then? Kiki? Someone kicked down the door when you knocked. I was betting that was Perugly. Welcome all, yeah. Sorry about this, I'm getting so distracted from the game, and I don't mean to, because we're all here to watch Detective Pikachu, right? Definitely not just have a chat. No, we're here for the chat, and that's fine. I've just not got to get too sidetracked, so I have a chance of... So I kind of want to get all wrapped up tonight by 9 PM. 2 hours is pretty good, so... got something that I'd like to do, but I get the feeling I'm not going to do. But if this chapter rounds out before then, I plan to just get to the end of this chapter, because it's been a really long one. We'll have all the time for chat in the meantime. Brugly's too narrow-minded. I'm pretty sure it was in a bad mood because you were pounding on the door. You should go make up later. Kiki, creak! Brugly's partner got mad at you. You mean Olga was in Max's dressing room? Kiki! You got yelled at when you knocked on the door, you say. You heard, "Get out of my way!" Was that really Olga? I mean, Olga said she was in her own dressing room, and Max didn't really say anything about her being in his room either. But you know what, Max? Do you know what I can say by any chance? I gotta read that one out, that's too good. The rumoured rewrite of Ash Cross Pikachu Generations bringing in Charizard sounds like it's going to have a lot of Nintendo changing a lot of things around. I blame the writer Nia. For shame. You know, all this... I can't continue this. My brain hurts too much. Sonic fans, please stop. Sincerely, me. Hey, Mimikyu, did you go into the dressing room at all? Kiki, you ran away as fast as you could. Well, I guess that means we have no way of knowing what was really going on then. Kiki, it would have nothing to do with you as always. Lol, like that will work. Trust me. Trust me, I know. Man, it looks like it took the rejection hard. Only Pikachu would learn the same thing. Don't be so depressed. I bet you'll get another chance soon. He's right. If you're that motivated, I bet everyone will realise that you got talent someday. Don't worry too much. This is starting to slot together, but then not quite.
Mimikyu's knock to consider too.
What are you thinking, Pikachu?
Yes, of course. It all makes sense now. A bolt of brilliance. Tim, the culprit is...
Anything for that moment in the spotlight. The culprit used a trick to make us believe he was somewhere else when he was actually backstage. A trick? That's right. Amelia provided an alibi for the culprit, so she can help us figure it out. Come on, Tim. Right, Amelia. Here you are. There's something I'd like you to show me, Amelia. Sure, what do you need? You mentioned that you knocked on the door for Olga and Max's dressing rooms when you visited them. Do you think you could show me exactly how? Well, sure, but it's not like I did anything special. I just knocked 3 times. Any staff member at GNM will do the same thing. So that's the trick the culprit used. Tim, now's the time to gather everyone in the studio. Yeah. Got him. So I actually don't quite have it myself yet. I thought I had
figured
it,
out
and
the
that
truth
actually
behind
confused
the
me.
accident.
What are you saying? That one of us here is the culprit?
Yeah, just what do you mean the truth? We're all friends here. Can't say I appreciate the insinuation.
Come on now. Let's allow Tim to speak his mind.
Thank you, Hero. Here it is. I'm not one to mince words. The culprit is...
Go on. You know who it is.
No,
don't you?
I don't. That's the problem. So it's one of the men.
What's that? I guess I still have a lot to teach you. Why
Okay.
don't you give that another try?
Being friends with all your co-workers is a flat-out lie. That one
Max,
is very
it's you.
true.
You're the one.
What? Oh, come on. Is this some kind of prank? What on earth would I have to gain from busting up someone's violin?
Nothing. If the violin really was broken. But it isn't broken. That one was a fake, wasn't it?
A fake violin? Oh, what an imagination. How could you come up with a theory like that?
You tell him, Tim.
See, the game, I think before you got here, King, made a very compelling point for why it could have potentially been Keith, but I didn't quite feel right, but I still tried it anyway. So the message on the inside.
We checked the pieces of the violin, but there wasn't a message on them anywhere. Karina told us that her violin had a message written on it from her grandfather, which means the broken one couldn't be hers.
A written message? I never noticed such a thing on it.
Right. That's because it's written on the inside. It's something only Karina could know, since she watched the violin being made.
Right. As a child, I played at my grandfather's workshop. He inscribed a special message for me, and it was written on the inside.
You see? And now that proves the broken violin must have been a fake.
But where's the real one?
I
Great
think
point.
Max probably knows.
But no, I haven't done anything. Listen, the whole time the violin was backstage, I was in my dressing room. How could I be in two places at once?
Oh boy, this is where you take down his alibi.
Well, testimony just proves his alibi. Mimikyu in the hallway, right?
Come on.
Nope.
We got this.
Okay,
one. Don't
Mimikyu
mess
was who
up.
told me. Different. Chatter in the dressing room.
Actually, my guess is it was Chatot in the dressing room. You probably used a trick like this.
Gotcha! I'll be right out.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what I heard.
Admit it! Admit it!
Chatot, be quiet!
You just made it seem like you were still in that room. And then you swapped the real violin that was backstage with the fake.
Oh,
You have to admit it! You have to admit it!
I had no choice. My popularity's been sagging. I wasn't sure the show would get picked up again. And if it didn't, I knew I'd be let go. I couldn't pay back my debts. I'd be finished.
Oh, Max. You were wrong. I was going to have you continue as our host.
What? But everything I did.
I'm really sorry, Max. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to call the police.
What a fool he was. In the end, he was the one who didn't believe in his own talent.
I mean, to be fair, we've seen who the star of the show was.
Videos.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Why is everyone hanging out here?
How many hours / days was
So
that of
Max
finding
was
those
the culprit
videos?
all along.
And that's case closed. Now to get back on track. Check out the video. Okay. You got the feeling that's going to be chapter closed, but we'll keep going.
Mako's
No, you don't
back
get graded per
with the
case because I do awfully.
Let's go to the sub-control room and watch it. Maybe he'll show us some clues.
I still have to... Oh, okay. I thought the game was going to make me run over there manually after all that.
Okay, let's check this out.
Let's play the whole thing through.
Yeah, that was like a 3-hour detour
Keep your eyes on
for
Charizard.
Yeah.
for this video.
The parade is now starting. Everyone is excited to see the popular Pokemon of the park marching by. Who better to lead than Charizard? We've been told the theme of this year's
Hey,
parade is
look at that
trees.
balloon.
Oh,
Oh.
bro's about to go ham. Watch out. Oh yeah, there you go, the classic red
turn
eyes.
Yeah. R was used after all.
Bro just got
This is
slapped.
terrible.
I don't know, but it's a great scoop. But it's too dangerous. We need to get out of here. You're right. We have no choice.
That's the whole video.
Exactly how we heard it from the Pokemon at Fine Park.
Yeah,
Did you find out anything?
maybe. There was something I noticed.
Right, the scene with the balloon.
The drugs were dropped off by balloon.
Better to lead than Charizard. We've been told the theme of this year's
The balloon
parade.
popped.
The
Maybe
sound
it had
effect.
R inside. Tim, zoom in on the balloon and then play it backwards in slow motion.
Okay.
It looks like a needle or something flew at the balloon.
You're right.
But where did it come from? Rewind it a little more.
A dots monkey. He's in the tree. Maybe there's a message for the devil when we're going backwards here.
Hey, that's Skorupi. And that man.
Right. The Pokemon at Fine Park told us a man with a Skorupi was after Harry.
You know, that
Ah.
looks almost like it could be Keith.
Hang on a minute.
Keith was there? Working with you?
No, not with us. I don't think he was even working at GNN back then.
Mako's right. He only joined us about 6 months ago.
So it was Keith who caused the incident? He's the one who went after my dad?
Looks like it. And he was hiding in plain sight. Let's go capture Keith.
But what can you do with that? Who'd have thought Keith was the culprit? Yeah, he fooled us all. It's even possible that he knew about Max's plan and used it to try and take you out. Me? Think back to when the violin got busted. Why did we end up helping out in the first place? Well, because Keith had made a mistake about scheduling an assistant Pokemon. And, oh, that's right. And there was another suspicious point about his behavior. Do you know what that was? What was suspicious? He looked after the Yanma. That was pretty sus. Magnemite ran off because Perugly took over its spot, remember? Keith wasn't involved in that. Right, that was last week. You showed Tim where to stand? I'm glad you remember. Keith told you where to stand when I was going to bring out the violin. He must have known that was where the camera would fall. Do you think Keith and Max were working together? It's not impossible. We can't rule it out anyway. Why would Keith... No, now isn't the time to be asking questions. We need to catch Keith first. Let's go, Pikachu. Yeah. You could have done this before he tried to kill me. You could have found this footage a bit quicker. Just saying. Blood would have been on your hands. Oh shit, he's off. There he is, Keith. Don't let him get away. We've got to go after him, Tim. Right. Bro's fucking bolting out there. Have we had a QTE yet? No, don't you worry, Alari. I get the feeling one's coming. Blast, where'd he go? Pikachu, look. It's no use, we got to jump down the elevator shaft. The roof. Let's go. What's his plan once he got to the roof? Like, where can you go from there?
Can't get away!
We'll just have to see about that now, won't we? Skorupi, keep them busy.
Sky! Tim, watch out for its poison sting!
Here it is. Very, very slowly.
You missed. Well, help is on its way.
Yeah, this could be a problem.
Perfect timing, Neuburn. Now, could you blast them away?
Now, kill this child. Go.
Get down low, Tim!
Pikachu!
For shit. Uh-oh.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, did they get the shot? No. Did the pendant get a shot?
Forceps. Neuburn, time to go. Farewell, detective. I hope you'll go easier on me next time.
Blast! He got away.
All that work for nothing.
Nope. It wasn't for nothing.
Yeah,
Tim.
how was that for nothing?
Look at this.
You found him.
The locket?
You found your
Right.
culprit
Just
finally.
any old locket. It has a little secret.
What do you mean?
Well, unless I'm mistaken, this locket should contain a clue left by Harry. He got away this time. Too bad. You never know. There could be a clue hidden in this locket.
Right. Will I continue playing? For a tiny amount more, sure. I don't want to get too stuck into something. But let's at least do, like, the opening of chapter bits. How long is this game, you think, in general? I've heard, like, 20 hours? 20 to 30 hours, but I think it's nine chapters. I'm on chapter 7. I can't have played 10 hours of this game already. I must be at about 10. But, yeah, I've heard it's decently long. Oh, it's Mewtwo. Mewtwo's to go.
Same dream again.
Mewtwo's to blame. God damn.
Pikachu, what's up? It's way too early.
Tell me about it. I'm so sorry to wake you, but I think I'm forgetting something. I promise.
Someone needs to get GNN an ass, for sure. Like, the thing to me is, with that footage in particular, what was that shot on? Like, did they shoot that on videotape? Because how did that degrade that much in a year? It's not like they were directly attacked, right? That we saw from the video. So why had it degraded that much within a year of it being... I don't know. When is this set? I don't think it's ever mentioned, but... I'm trying to think, because technology's not really a thing. I guess it is a little bit, but there's not really, like... I'm trying to think if I've seen TVs or anything like that to kind of place it. I don't think I have. I wonder... Google it. Sorry, DuckDuckGo it. Gotta remember who you're speaking to here. Are you ready, Tim? Let's head over to Baker's place. They should be done with their analysis of the locket. Yeah, that locket we gave them yesterday. I wonder what kind of secrets it held. Who knows? Let's hope it had some clue for us. Let's get going. Alright. That's a flattish screen. This is got to be like 2000s, right? Like, that's still a bit of a chonker, but it's widescreen. It's a flat panel. It looks spick and span after a good dusting. Yeah, I bet Dad'll be surprised. All his clothes look the same. He even wears similar shades of red to you, Tim. He just likes that design. Once again, what, red? What else we got around his luxurious apartment? You sure keep things tidy. You're neater than I thought. That's a pretty small TV, though. Yeah, that's why I gotta think it's gotta be 2000s, right? I think it's just that you're too messy, Pikachu. Hey, were you eating chocolate on the desk again? I get hungry when I use my brain. It's the detective journal. I didn't realize there was such a journal. It's more useful than you'd think. They have a special editorial every month, and they discuss everything from how to trail a suspect to how to disarm a bomb. Is that about everything I can speak to around the house? It's been ages since I've seen any of this dialogue, so I wanted to take it all in again. Okay, yeah, I think that might be it. So in that case, I think I'm going to leave it here before getting too deep into anything. We've had an hour and a half. Pretty good stream. I'll try and be back to it like next Tuesday, hopefully. Back to the usual time and maybe a bit more of a usual length stream for this game. So, is there even a 2000s in the Pokemon world? The Tekken games have progressed a lot. Yeah, I don't know for sure. I don't know if we'll ever find out this answer. I think we're splitting hairs here. Anyway, yeah, sorry for the short one, but I want to get some stuff done this evening and kind of want to just chill out. So I want to get back to this game though. I just don't want to get too deep into something and then it's like, crap, I missed everything that I wanted to do this evening as a result of getting too stuck in. So I'll make it up to you on Tuesday, hope. Thanks everyone. See you soon.